back to my channel. So in today's video I'm gonna be doing a pregnancy update for you guys. So this will be my first one of many. I didn't record weeks 5 through 13. We're gonna put them all together just because if you've ever been pregnant, you probably know more than anybody how tired you are, and the thought of putting on makeup, at least for me, was just not an option. That just went all out the door. Like, this is probably the first time that I've put makeup on in a long time. So let's jump into this update. So this is the side effects of pregnancy too. Being out of breath. Getting up just to film myself and to turn the camera on is a whole job within itself. I found out when I was 4 weeks going into 5 weeks. So when I first found out, I want to say I was just nauseous. I was nauseous, but not to the peak that it got over the next couple of weeks. So something just didn't feel right. I was peeing a lot. And so that was pretty much me at week 5. Week 6 is literally when I started to, and let me just do a side note. My mind's going everywhere, but a side note, I'm not going to really tell you guys what the baby is growing at what rate for what week. I feel like that's kind of just like, I feel like you can find that out on the internet on your own. I'm just kind of just telling you about my experience. It's more so what I'm focusing on is my experience. So I feel like it would kind of just be a waste of time to tell you guys the rate of the growth of the baby throughout my couple of weeks. So anyways, going back to week 6, my nausea, just give me a second. So my nausea started to get worse at week 6. Fatigue started to slowly ease its way in, just slowly easing its way in. And then literally, so week 6 was literally just a little bit more nausea, and the fatigue was starting, just not as intense as it finally got. So by weeks 7, 8, and 9, fatigue literally hit like an all-time high. Like, it was to the point where I was at work and I'm like literally falling asleep, like almost to the point where I would call my mom at work and I would be crying because I'm like, girl, I'm so tired. Like, I can't. I hadn't told my manager, so, and I hadn't really told anybody. I told my parents at this point, and they started to tell people, but it wasn't anybody. And I told my closest friends. So, and I think we told my boyfriend's family at that point, but it wasn't I didn't tell any like of my work managers, just for the fear of it getting out. And I'm one of those people, when I want things a certain way, I want it that way. And when I'm ready to share my news, I want to share my news on my own. And as I'm filming this right now, my news still hasn't gone out yet. We just actually did photos for my announcement. So that's why my makeup is like so extra. So I thought, why not film a whole bunch of videos? But anyways, so the fatigue got really bad. It got to the point where I live in a townhouse, so there's 3 floors and my bedroom is on the 3rd floor. We had an air mattress on the middle floor. That's as far as I could make it. So when we got home from work, I would literally get to that air mattress. I wouldn't move until it was literally like time for bed. And my boyfriend was super like helpful and would make us food, would go get me food, everything else. And it was super sweet of him. And he was just like waiting on me hand and foot. And I want to say it was maybe week 7 when I threw up for the first time. And I think I just threw up off of stress. Not so much because of the baby, but just like personal stress. And I just kind of got overwhelmed and worked myself up and ended up throwing up. And 8 weeks is when, week 8 is when I had my first ultrasound. So that was super sweet. I'll insert the clip of my ultrasound, or not my ultrasound, I'll insert the clip of us before we went to the doctor.
That's $1,300 you've ever spent.
So today is October 1st, and it is our first, what was this, an OBGYN appointment situation?
Like baby check-in appointment.
Yeah, so it's my first one, and I'm nervous. Justin's not nervous.
Just excited.
But I'm nervous because I feel like they're going to poke me with a whole bunch of shit. So that's making me nervous, and getting my blood drawn. You should have to go through it all too.
I hate getting my blood drawn.
Yeah.
It's not like it hurts, but it's like a mental thing, you know?
I think it's just unwanted.
It's pretty gross.
Like, every time they tell me to get a flu shot, I'm like, no, it's okay. No, thank you. But this, I can't say no thank you. Like, I have to do it. Like, it's not an option.
Yeah, just like you have to eat healthy and all the things you should have to be doing, but you choose not to.
So yeah, this isn't going to be posted for a while, but we're going to be like grabbing little shots here and there so that when I finally do make my announcement, I'll have all of this footage ahead of time, if that makes sense. Does that make sense? Kind of. Yeah. Okay, we're going to go in because I don't know if I have to be there 15 minutes early. Are you excited?
I'm super excited.
I'm not. Let's go.
So at that point, that was the first time that I met my doctor, so I didn't feel comfortable asking to film anything yet. But the next time that I see him in 2 weeks, I will definitely ask to film so I can get ultrasound footage for you guys and also for myself and my memories. But yeah, it was like the cutest thing ever. We could see the baby literally moving and kicking, and it looked like it wanted to suck on its thumb, but it didn't. I don't think it happened, but it was just kind of rolling around, just kicking, and it looked like it was dancing. And my boyfriend was like, you could tell he was getting teary-eyed. Like, for me, it didn't really hit me yet. It was still just like, oh, this is cute. Like, this is the cutest thing. But it hadn't really hit me that, like, oh shit, that's like inside of me. Like, that's growing here. So yeah, that was cool. And week nine. How was week 9? Week 9 is when I feel like the cravings really started. I crave a lot of greasy foods. I like pizzas. I like wings. Anything that's like super greasy or fried, I'm all about it. So everybody thinks because of that I'm having a boy. My coworker told me who had a boy that all she craved was greasy food. My boyfriend's cousin said when she was pregnant with her son it was greasy food, and I can't get enough. Like, I could almost finish a whole pizza by myself. That's how real it is. And so the cravings kicked in, the mood swings, and the fatigue just got worse, like absolutely worse. And I think one night my boyfriend went out and I stayed home. Obviously I'm pregnant, and I ordered a pizza from Domino's, and I hadn't had Domino's in years, but all of a sudden I was craving like the garlicky crust. And so I ordered the pizza, and I pretty much, I want to say, almost finished all of it. I finished it, I could just feel it. Oh, I could just feel it. I could feel that my baby was not happy. It was pissed. And I don't know if it was just because I hadn't had Domino's in forever. Like, I'm usually a round table type of girl, but in this instance, I was craving Domino's and I got it. I threw the whole thing back up. Literally, within an instant, threw it back up. Like, I must have got up, walked around, didn't feel right, looked around, and just everything came up. I had my BTMI, and then week 10, still fatigued, still moody, still like urinating a lot. That's like one of the biggest things, and out of breath. So definitely dehydrated all the time. I'm finishing so much water, drinking so much more water than I probably ever drank in my lifetime in one day. And so that was pretty much week 10. Week 11, I started to freak out a bit. I went to the bathroom and I wiped, and it was a little pink, and I was a little worried. And then I kind of called an advice nurse, and she said that it should be fine. And if I wanted to just hold off on a couple of days, and she was like, well, this is your first baby. Like, it's normal to freak out. It's normal to get anxiety over things. And I waited a couple of days and I was not here for it. So I ended up calling my doctor and I went in and everything was fine. Little baby was just moving as ever, just perfectly okay. And they thought that maybe it was just spotting, and I literally thought I was having like more serious issues, but that wasn't the case. And week 12 was kind of like the same thing, just heavy breathing with everything. And week 12 is when I started working out. So I have been more out of breath, but getting a little bit more energy back. Still sleeping when I can, as much as I can, and avoiding all my friends and trying to just stay in my bed and relax. Right now I'm just at the stage where you're just a worried mom. You just want to stay home to protect your baby, and I know it's dumb, but it's like I feel like leaving the house, I'm putting my baby at danger. I don't want to be like out if I don't have to be out, and I feel like I'm at that awkward stage in my pregnancy where I like get bloated and I'm not like showing too much, but if I eat, I'm bloated and I look way bigger, and then I'm out of breath and I get tired. Smallest thing, I'm like, okay, let's go home. Like, I'm tired. Like, I don't want to do this anymore. And so I don't like being out with people that don't get it. And like my boyfriend right now, my boyfriend and my parents are like the only people that get it. Like, they get that like I'm super exhausted. Like, my parents and my boyfriend will go out and I'll be like, I'll see y'all when you get back. Like, I can't do the social thing. Extremely moody right now, and the smallest things like tick me off that aren't even that big of a deal. Like somebody's breathing or just somebody asking me too many questions. I get worked up and I'm just like annoyed. And I think actually I missed this. In one of my weeks, I had a breakdown over food. Like, I was so hungry and I was tired at the same time, and I couldn't decide if I wanted to sleep or if I wanted to eat on my lunch, and I decided to eat, and then the food was nasty, and I literally cried because I was like, you should have slept, and now I'm pissed because I'm not gonna eat, and I wasted half my lunch getting this food. Honey, being pregnant is like a whole nother like a ball game. Your emotions are just like extremely heightened. Your cravings are heightened. Like, you're out of breath. You're breathing for two people. It's just a lot. Probably in another video, but I'll go more into it later. But I was diagnosed with glucose intolerance since I found out I was pregnant. And I'll do another video kind of just going into detail of what that's about and how that's affecting me and kind of like my thoughts about it. Because I didn't know what it was, and I've had to do research on it and everything, since it's something that I have and something that I'm gonna have probably throughout my whole pregnancy. Something that is good though is that working out really helps that and helps keep that under control, so that's really good. At the same time, I just started week 13, so I don't really have any information for you guys on week 13. I'm just in the last week of my first trimester, and I'm hoping that everything just kind of like, I'm hoping to get my energy back. I'm hoping that I want to be social again. I'm hoping that I want to leave the house. Nothing really fits. I'm in leggings and oversized clothing. I feel like I'm showing more than most people at 13 weeks, which is kind of like, which kind of makes me a little self-conscious, but I mean, what can you do? You're building a human, like, sue me, you know? Like, everybody's not going to be the same in their pregnancy. So I'm kind of just embracing it. And I will show you guys a belly shot. So yeah. And for 13 weeks, I took my pregnancy photos. So, or not pregnancy photos, I took my announcement photos. And I think the only thing so far is just being out of breath and the headaches. I didn't mention that, but weeks 11 through 12, headaches are on 10, honey. They, whew, like constantly having headaches. Like, I traded in like less fatigue for headaches, and I'd rather be fatigued than the headaches. But the headaches I do have a little more control over because I can drink water and it'll usually just go away, and it's usually just my body telling me that I'm dehydrated. So that's good. It helps me drink more water when I have a headache, because I'm like chugging the water like, please, I'm so, my head just hurts. So yeah, I didn't mention that. So that's one thing. Just so exciting. Headaches, you know? For 12 weeks, I did my genetics testing to see if the baby had Down syndrome or anything else, and we're all clear of everything like that. And I could have found out the gender, but my stubborn little baby decided to close its legs and hide itself, so we could not see the gender because it wanted to sit there with its legs closed. So that's exciting too. So now I'll have to wait another 2 weeks to find out, but it gives me more time to plan a gender reveal party. My boyfriend are hoping for a boy, but I also am like, what am I gonna do with a boy? Like, I've never had a boy. Well, I mean, I've never had a girl either, but like, I've watched my best friends girls, so I have like some kind of idea. But boys, I've never had boys, and boys just don't listen. And I'm just scared because everybody thinks I'm having a boy, and I'm like, and we have no boy names. We have no boy names picked out, and I have like so many girl names picked out, but I have like one that I'm like determined to use, and I think that's why I want it to be a girl, just because I want to use that name. But we haven't decided on a boy name. We cannot agree on one, and it's rough. I know once we get closer, we'll probably get a baby book and try to look at the names and see what we really like, see things that we didn't think about and stuff like that. But I feel like I'm so excited to be pregnant, to be going on this journey that I want to do so much. Like, I want to buy things already. I want to know the gender so I can buy stuff. I already have like so many screenshots on my phone of stuff I want to buy, and this whole, like, my whole house is just in shambles. Like, I've been cleaning stuff out, just trying to make room and trying to get stuff kind of like done over time, so that when the baby does get here, we're not rushing, or when I get bigger, I'm not like rushing to get things done. So yeah, I pretty much like gonna be converting like the room that I film in into a nursery, and I'm gonna try to make my like living room, my extra living room, a filming room, office, closet, because me and my boyfriend don't have any space as far as closet space goes, like whatsoever. But yeah, I'm just so excited. I just like, everything is just all following this video. I want to start giving you guys more updates depending on when I announce. That will be when my videos start to come out. So if that makes sense, like how I did weeks 5 through 13 together, I want to start doing it week by week, but until I announce, I'll have to keep doing them in bulk and pre-filming until I announce, just because I don't want to post on here and take away from the pictures that I just paid for and that I just took. So I don't want to ruin the surprise, I guess. So I'm just kind of pre-filming stuff, so when I do announce, all this stuff can just be rolling out like left and right. But yeah, so at some point I'm sure we'll get on track and we'll be able to update week by week. So stay tuned for that. And like I said, I'll probably film a glucose intolerance video for you guys and what that's about, how that's affecting me, how I got it, and yeah, just all that good stuff. And if you guys want, leave me in the comments below if you want to know if you want me to film a video on how I told my parents, how my boyfriend told his parents, and all of their reactions to my news. And let's do a bump shot really quick. As you guys can tell by my bump shot, I'm bumping out here. Like, I may just be a little bloated. I just had a sandwich, so who knows. But anyways, I want to thank you guys so much for watching and for following me on this journey. And let me know in the comments down below what your 5 through 13 weeks were like for you while you were pregnant. And if you want to leave me any advice, that would be great as well. If you guys could subscribe to my channel and share and like the videos, that would be greatly appreciated. And I can't wait to see you guys in the next video. Bye!